Hello again, welcome to Fine Mathematics. This is Eric, and I'm continuing a conversation on how people can use the content I'm putting up on my channel. In today's video, I'm talking about the short form content. And this is a relatively new form of content. It's newer to me. I've started just using it recently. I'm talking about the content that's within like 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute long. This is the TikToks, the Instagram, the shorts on YouTube, and so forth. And I know at first people were thinking these are just kind of fun little videos or shorts people do, but in reality these are great little, what I like to call, bullet pieces of information. They upload information very quickly, and you can see it because there's a cyclical process of how the TikTok is working or the Instagram, that you can pick up more of the information when it's repetitive, but it's very tiny pieces of information. So I started using it recently with like basic mathematical properties or definitions. And the idea or the hope was that people would see it, read it a few times, and get it in the brain. And as I mentioned in the previous video about how to use fine mathematics exercises, and in the other ones, and I mentioned through most of my lessons, the process of writing or the process of doing something physical while you're doing an activity is how you learn it. So if you're playing volleyball, you can't learn volleyball if you're standing in the sidelines watching. You may get a conceptual understanding. You will only really understand it when you go and physically do it and you figure out what your body can and can't do. Math is the same thing, even though it happens to be very cerebral. But math is also a language. So there's a certain amount of vocabulary that you have to have in order to wield the mathematics. And I'm finding that with the short form content, this is great place to have basic facts about mathematics. So that's how I'm using this short form. So the way I'm setting it up, just so people understand, if you'll see my short form content, it may be, let's say, on axioms. And then a few days later, there'll be a cafe calculations on axioms where I explain it, give a little more detail on why it's important, and so forth with some examples. And then I'll have a fine mathematics exercises where one can go and practice these things. But the topic itself is all linked together. So that's in my mind how one can, link all these together or go back and see old videos or new videos so they can get a better understanding of it all. So just in conclusion, with my short form content, it is meant to just look quickly, but I would recommend read it in your head, say it in your head out loud if it happens to be even an equation, F equals ma, E equals mc squared. What does that mean? Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. These are all relationships, and as I will continue to say, math is really magic. It's magic we understand to a certain degree, but it is truly magic, but you have to have the vocab. And most of the vocab I see with students in my little time that I have is a lack of vocabulary and a lack of basic arithmetic or the properties, depending on what form of math you're in or what level of math. So having these things ingrained in your head is how one can really make math much easier for yourself, as well as wield the math very, very well and get creative with it as well too. Once again, my name is Eric, and thank you very much for listening to me. And remember, enjoy the process.